Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you. It's Sunday evening from my end here, and I would like to say welcome to the Uni and Uni presentation on this Sunday. Today, I had a lot of stuff on my plate. However, we are back, and we are back to continue where we left off yesterday. So if you listen to me out there, please share the video. Let me check here to make sure that I am completely live with you guys here. Yes, I am live here. So I would like to say hi to every one of you guys and please share the video. This is J Randy here. All right, this is J Randy here. Again, as we start the show, we usually have what we call our furthering. So if you want to follow J Randy here, we have the Facebook, we have our Facebook blog, and then we have on YouTube channel. The channel is growing very well, so I just want to encourage folks to continue to follow us on the YouTube channel as well. The subscriber are getting there, so I would like to say hi to every one of you guys. So if you're just joining me, well, welcome to the show. This is the Sunday evening. We're going to run this thing probably from now to 10 o'clock. So please feel free to join me here. And let's begin by sharing the video into the various groups, and so that we can start this conversation here. We got a lot of things to unpack here tonight. We got video, we got documentation, and then we have other information that we're going to share with you guys here today. So please don't be a stranger here. Please share the video and stuff like that. So hello there to every one of you guys, and thank you guys so much for joining me here. My name is J Randy. These are my pages if you want to follow me. I'm very much involved into Liberian politics. I help my fellow Liberians, home and abroad, to discuss political issues that are relevant to the future of the country. I believe in a system that we must hand things out to the next generation. But before we do that, they need to clearly understand what is at stake, what are the solutions, and why we want to find solution to the problem we have. And the way that we can do that is by encouraging them to participate on the platform here. So thank you guys so much for the opportunity. Keep sharing the video. Yes, keep sharing the video, and then very soon we'll be giving you guys the outline of the show today. So let me look down here and say hi to the foreign people here. I see Father Jacob. He was the first to be here. And I see Adolphus Hill, he's here. Paul C. Double is here. Mike Atol, Emily Pelly is here. Hi to every one of you guys, and to my friends on YouTube. I'd like to say hi to every one of you guys. Guys, our YouTube viewers is getting high up there than our Facebook viewer, which I'm very proud of, because people on YouTube are already subscribing to us, and it gave me the opportunity that we are going and making great headlines out there too. So thank you guys so much for the opportunity. Let me just try. Now that many of you guys have seen how to follow me on my platform, my social media platform, I'm going to remove this so that I can bring myself on the screen so that you guys can get to see actually the face here. So hi there guys, this is J Randy here, and thank you guys so much for joining me here. We got a lot of things to unpack here tonight, but I would like us to start with let's see what we're going to start off with here. Okay, we are going to start off with the president of Liberia. But before we do, let us listen to the president here a little bit. I want for us to listen to the president a little bit, what he said in the church, and then from there we will come back and begin to discuss the nitty and gritties of our presentation. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. May I have a seat? Well, we've been visiting pastors. These are the questions they want to. I would say maybe president is still it happening again.
And I'm grateful to the testify. Our congregation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I just want to be grateful. Before I say a word, I just want to read a text. As I do my research, it said, gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, release goods, experience, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. Thanksgiving has the power to bring encouragement to the testifier and help to build more confidence in God. Limitations 3:22-23. David was encouraged when he was testifying to Saul about how he fought the lion and the bear. He said Goliath would not be a problem.
Amen. Amen.
I said, David said to Saul, he told her how he fought with a hero. So I'm thankful to God for the good thing he has done. And I want to be grateful to God for bringing you Liberians into my life. What I saw just the other day is a repetition of that you showed. You see, in 2005, these things happened. 2010, it happened. 2017, it happened. Just the other day, we saw the same. And I have an opportunity for thousands of people to say hello.
We give you glory, Jesus. We bless your name. We give you glory. We give you honor. Somebody lift up and give the Lord a praise. Somebody shout. We give you glory. We bless your name. We give you glory, Jesus. In Jesus' mighty name. Thank you, Daddy.
I hope that what I'm saying, our friends across the ocean, on the other end of the world, listening to me. And I know that as we're going out, we have friends that are in other part of the world but also coming out. And I'm grateful and I thank God that we all went in the number. We went back home in peace. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful. You know, I sit in the church, a lot of Boakai and testify. We listen to the testimony. And sometimes we say, everybody will testify. What time we dream to testify? But it's not about dreaming, it's real. So I want to testify today. You are clapping, you don't know why I want to testify. And you are clapping. all pray. We all pray to God because God is our sustenance. You understand? And you see, I've been traveling my entire life. I've traveled the world. What happened to me the other day? What word should I look for? It's a constantly happening. But just the other day, when we were marching to go to the stadium, it happened again, and I'm not scared. It's a question about a friend. So I want God to know that I'm grateful that He can listen. And it's a simple thing. Well, on the 7th, the day before the 7th or the 6th, you may have your seats. We are speaking to the hills. On the 6th, I stood up with my friend, Pepsi. You know, I've been knowing Pepsi for more than 30 something years. You know, I do Pepsi when you're young, when you're early. Because we were sponsors of a group. That's how I got to go Pepsi. So we were standing, and I said to Pepsi, I looked at the weather, and I said, oh my God. Lord, if the sun shines tomorrow, people will die in our hands. But since you the God, you know what will happen tomorrow. Bring rain and grace. Let's go. What I'm saying, the sun will up. The next day, I asked for rain and grace. I told you I asked for. On the 7th in the morning, big rain came. Not just rain, but big rain. It was raining, like it was pouring. So I said, I woke up, I said, hey, the whole rain coming for the whole program. So I asked for rain and there was the rain was heavy. So what I did, I left there and I went back in my praying room. I went to the altar. And I prayed something. I was scared. Myself was scared. I went to the altar. I prayed. It was still raining. Then I got back in bed. And I'm saying this because I was overwhelmed, but I see.
All right, guys. So we will hold the president of the Republic of Liberia over there and begin the actual conversation tonight. Tonight, as you can see below here, we need to read from here. This is where we're going to laser focus because we are now into, I believe, the 6th week of the election season. So let's get back again to our tracker here. We have our tracker here. This is my tracker right here. So just to be on the safe side and to be sure, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just completed the 6 weeks of the election campaign season, and this coming Saturday, we in the new week now, we're going to be hitting the 16. So we have roughly about, excluding this coming Saturday, or let's just include the Saturday, we have 1, 2, 3, we have 4 more Saturdays to go, almost a month to go, with 2 days, and then the third day will be the election. Now, why am I keeping track of this? I am keeping track of this because when the election season was launched, I did tell many of you guys that this election will be primarily focused on the message. And within the message, we need to hear from our politicians the issue the people of Liberia have been going through for many, many years, what the past government has done, what the current government is doing, what the new politicians are planning on doing to identify the issue. And then once they identify the issue, the next thing they need to look for is a solution and help the people and describe to the people how they're going to solve those problems and the direction they want to take the country. Now, individually, we're going to speak about people character. As we said, we're going to discuss the characteristic of Joseph Boakai, Edison Cummings, and Josh Weir. Why it is true that other people are running their platform, we are running our platform with these important indicators, because the indicators will give us the sense and understanding to determine who is going to be the best candidate. Because there's nothing you want to buy, there's nothing you want to sell without understanding the importance of why you need to buy or why you should sell it. So far, the president of Liberia, in President George Barnes Weir, in my critical analysis of him and the party and the government and all other political parties, with my hand across my heart, so far, within the 6 weeks that we have covered so far, Mr. Weir has been very on track with his message. He has been going from place to place, being very consistent with what he has done, and he has put forward a challenge. For example, Mr. Weir is asking the Liberian people to look at his 6 years of how much he has done, continue to do, and the pending things that he wants to do if another 6 years is given to him. I think that is such a beautiful way to present yourself. On the other hand, Joseph Boakai has been a very, very disappointing individual. He has been a disaster. And here's why. Joseph Boakai should be running on Ellen Johnson steady record. Yes, Joseph Boakai should be running on Ellen Johnson steady record. A record that they served the people of Liberia for 12 years. Joseph Boakai, aside from his collaboration with Ellen Johnson steady in providing services to the people of Liberia, he also served in various government capacity that make him to be the oldest public servant in this election. He served as managing director of LPMC, managing director of LPRC, and also Minister of Agriculture under the Samuel Kayando administration. And for those of you that don't know, the Ministry of Agriculture had a lot of responsibility. They had a carry, which was the research center in central Liberia, Bangabon County. That carry, if that carry had been really supportive, people talk about genetically modified food in this country, the GMO. All right? If carry had gone to the extent to where I think it's supposed to be, today we should have been part of the manufacturing industry or processing food, that is coming out processed food. Because carry was a research for agricultural product. They were established to make sure that they put food into different categories to increase the productivities of food. Guess who responsibility was that under the Samuel Kayando administration? Joseph Boakai. But when you look at carry, who can say anything about carry before the war? And when Joseph Boakai was Minister of Agriculture? Nothing. Aside from the scientific aspect of the function and responsibility of the Ministry of Agriculture under Joe Boakai, they also have the financial institution, the Agricultural Development Bank. I'm not saying the African Development Bank that's in the Côte d'Ivoire. Liberia, under Samuel Kayando, there was a bank called the Agricultural Bank. The Agricultural Bank. That bank was wholly and solely under the responsibility of the Minister of Agriculture. The purpose of that bank was established for farmers to go directly to that bank and borrow money in order to advance their farming activities. And then after that, there were also the Liberia Produce Marketing Corporation, LPMC. How do I know all these things? Because like many people today in the Weir administration, as you guys can see yourself today, I grew up during the Samuel Kanyado era. And what I'm telling you here is not just telling you, but I'm providing sensible information that many people don't know today. Yes, sensible information that many people don't know today. I grew up in that era. And today, Joseph Boakai cannot come out and tell you what he did for the 3 sub offices or departments that were underneath the Ministry of Agriculture. And he did everything in total of 45 years. LPRC, he served as LPRC Managing Director. What did he also do? Absolutely nothing. Now, aside from that, Joseph Boakai served with Ellen for 12 years. He came to Washington, D.C. and traveled to other parts of the world representing the Unity Party-led government. The question here is, why Joe Boakai today is not looking at his record in an individual role or in a collaboration with Ellen and run on those records by telling people what he did. For those of you who struggle to understand when I say record, I know many of you guys clearly understand me, but for the sake of those who really want me to break it down, you saw what Mary Broad did. If Mary Broad ever applied for any job, this is what Mary Broad would tell the potential employer that want to hire her. She would say, you see, when I was working for Ellen at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Passport Division, y'all know, many of you guys that went to Liberia, many of you guys that followed Mary Broad, y'all know what I lady did at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs / Passport Division, right? Y'all know what she did over there. So wherever she goes, when it comes to putting things together, she will speak to that. She will talk about it. And then Mary Brown will also say, you know what? When I left the Foreign Affairs Ministry, I was also assigned as the city mayor of Monrovia. And of course, you guys know what Mary Brown did over there. So in order for Mary Brown to convince people that she is able to perform a piece of job, she must be able to tell you what she did at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Passport Division. She must be able to tell you guys what she did as city mayor. Many of you guys who are saying it can vouch for that. Many, many years to come, many of you guys who know Mary Broad today, in the future, whether it's 2045, 2065, you will say, you know what? I think as old I am today, in the 2065, there used to be a mayor, a female mayor called Mary Broad. What she did back then, I still remember it today. That means you will be discussing about Mary Broad record. Take that idea and look at Joe Boakai, a man who claimed to have 45 years of public service. And then he sat with Ellen for 12 years. But now one thing Joe Boakai can explain to you. And what I'm doing here, I'm giving you every responsibility. The the Liberia Produce Marketing Corporation, LPMC, became an organization or a corporation that's supposed to look through all the 9 counties when they were in power. Those 9 counties will look at what all the other counties are producing, and Joe Boakai should have been able to designate location where the people will bring their food product to sell. What benefit the government will give them. Joe Boakai was not able to design any strategy, put it into plan, implementation, and yield result for those people. He failed in that role. And that's why today people don't come out to say anything about Joseph Boakai doing or what he accomplished as LPMC Managing Director. He didn't do anything in that area. The the Ministry of Agriculture, the Carey Institution, a research institution. Joe Boakai had no clue as to what to tell the young scientists in terms of food. He had no clue. And Carey did not live up to the expectation of those who set Carey up to be what Carey is supposed to be. the agriculture bank in the country. Joe Boakai again did not do anything. My point here is, or my assignment for you guys, or before I even say this is an assignment, let me ask you guys this question. All the people who are coming to support Joe Boakai, have you ever seen a group of farmers coming together? Have you ever seen a group of former government officials coming together and saying, you know what, Liberian people, we are retired now. But when Joe Boakai was at LPMC, we were at Cary. This is what Joe Boakai did, and we are proud of him. Have you ever seen retired farmers coming out and say, when I was in the farming industry, or when I was a farmer, during the time Joe Boakai was LPMC managing director, this is what he did for us? Have you ever seen former employee from LPRC coming out to tell you what Joe Boakai did? My friend, this is the real platform where we look at real issue and discuss the failure of those who are in leadership over this institution. That's what we do here, because we on the platform, we try to let Liberian people to understand that their country is not for a joke. Their country has suffered for a very long period of time because of poor and bad leadership. And there's no way that we can inherit this bad leadership. For those of you that don't believe in me, think about what Liberia suffered for 170 years. Because nobody was sounding the bell and whistle about bad leadership in our country. And today we are seeing what we heard about, but did not see and did not experience, but we're seeing it today in the real life. Joseph Boakai is not somebody to be trusted with state power. With that being said, let's get into the reality here. But before we do, I'd like to make a few announcements. It's going to be very difficult for me to broadcast into Liberia. The young people that I see today that I'm trying to interact with, they are not really cooperative. Some of them are so into money, and exploiting people. I can't do that. I have to set my tune until I can find someone who is committed to making name for themselves. It will be very difficult for me to broadcast into Liberia. So what we can do here, we utilize Facebook and we utilize YouTube, because this is the future. In time to come, this will be the future. Radio will be gone in the not too distant future. Because when the artificial intelligence come and start to spread like a wildfire, today, how many of you guys now can go and purchase a phone card? Back in the day, you go buy a phone card, right? Today, how many of you guys can go get a phone card to call Liberia? Because once you have internet, you can use either your messenger to call, you can use your WhatsApp to call. There will be a time where those who are on the radio in Liberia, they will run out of job. Because the internet will take control and social media will take control of everything. The only thing that will remain will be the regulation. There will still be regulation. But for now, the guys that are in Liberia, they are no different from some of the desperate politicians and government officials that tend to exploit people. I'm not going to be the one to come and be lying to you here. Whatever you think I need to succeed on the platform, your donation will always be welcome. But as far as going to broadcast in Liberia, the guys who are running the radio station, they are already fucked up. Yeah, they are fucked up. They are being corrupted already. They are corrupt. So I can't work with them until we can find somebody who will say, you know what, Randy, there are many out there, but there are few here who are willing to work with someone like you. Then of course we'll be able to work with them. But for now, I cannot find anybody right now. The society itself is corrupt. The people in the society, also our government, are corrupt. So people saying that, Joe, we are here, government officials are corrupt. No. The people themselves They are the ones who are fueling the corruption in our country. You can't trust none of them. Be my guest. If I bring some of you guys on here to talk about your own personal story, some of you guys want to build home, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. And you have seen the consequences of people who are natural water. And that's what we're trying to fight here today. Because the Alpha generation, they are still young. I don't want that corrupt ways, that nasty way to be passed down onto them. I don't want that. And that is where we will continue to be on the platform and continue to put the message forward. Because I know in the end, we will win. People will look for the video because they will want to see whether there was somebody on the other side that says something that this generation is experiencing. Who said something differently during my father's time when he was a young boy, or my mother time when she was a young girl? Who said something different? Let's go and find that person, and they will be coming strictly to us here. And that's why we are trying to catalog these things, not just on Facebook, but on our YouTube channel as well. So with that being said, I'd like us to go into tonight's program. Yes, I'd like to go into tonight's program. But before I do, let me just read a few comments here. I greeted a few people here before I went out there. I see Eric Darcy is here today. Gabriel T, I think it's Janine, yes. Adolfo Hill is here. Emily, all right, she's already here. Katali is here too. Nito Brown, my good friend, is also here. Alex Bowie, thank you so much. Levi, thank you. Lena Morris, Kushi, I think it's Bravo. Sylvester Bajalo, I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. And then Edwin, Edwina, yes, my bad. Don't comb my hair, Edwina, I beg you. Edwina Lopu Livingstone, thank you very much. Chap Jab, my brother, is here. Chap Jab, I got a very strong CDC lady here who just came in my community. That lady is a diehard sedition. And I remember you got some CDC gadgets and stuff like that. I want to reach out to you because I promised I was going to get her some CDC t-shirt. The lady is in this country. Her children sent for her here to come rest. She said she's going back. She says she's going back. A very, very strong, die-hard sedition. She said she's going back. She even asked me, she said, if the president do come to the United States in this month, she wants me to take her there. That's something that I had promised to do. I had to look at my schedule. But she's a very die-hard sedition. She just presented, she showed me her ID card. Very, very, very strong CDC lady. Yes, I had never seen anybody so strong like that. So I want to thank her so much. And in time to come, I will present her to you guys. But she would like to be part. And I'm sure that some of you guys from Morovia who know, I think she's part of one of the auxiliary down there too. But she's here. And the moment I was talking to her about getting her some CDC t-shirts and stuff, she said, my mama ran on Jab. So Jab, I'll be reaching out to you out of this week to see whether we can get some t-shirt and some, something for her. So she can take some pictures and post it on Facebook. I will probably take some photo of her and post it on Facebook, but I want to make sure that she in her real CDC gear. Yes, real CDC gear. Yes, I had never seen, and let me say this to all my picking the LRB Gayu, Pamoto, who else again? Emily, Vivian. I had never seen, I had seen sedition before, but I had never seen a tough sedition. That lady, she's almost like, I don't know what. Whenever you're having a conversation with her and you say something slightly about the president, man, she will be all over you. That's how defensive she is. Yes. But she's a very dedicated CDC woman. Yes. Very, very dedicated woman. I have never seen a real CDC dedicated person like that. And she called herself a weird shame. Yes, that's how she called herself. She says it's a weird shame. Anybody that comes to her house, to a daughter place, you talk about anything. Let me share the phone with you guys quickly. So my wife, her daughter asked my wife, she asked my wife, she said, she came to the car and held the window like this. She said, are you a Sidishan? My wife said, no. She said, what? She said, what? Her daughter gave us some soup. And she said, give me the soup. She took the soup. She took it from my wife and gave it to me and said, let me give it to my CDC brother. She said, until you become a Sidishan, you will eat food through my CDC son before you eat food. That was very hilarious. It was so funny. I laughed. I looked at her, I said, yeah. My wife and I said, that is a diehard Sidishan. Yes, that is a diehard Sidishan. If the time permits me, I would try and do an interview with her. Yes, I will try to arrange that interview. I will try to do it with her. Yes, I will try to do it with her. She will be here. We'll sit down together. The camera will be rolling. And then we'll have that interview so you can get to see her. And you get to believe what I'm telling you. You know when I tell you something, I mean what I'm telling you. But that lady is a strong Sidishan. She said, you can be my friend. But as long as you talk about my president, we will sport thing. And then we'll make friendship later. I'm like, damn. She's a strong Sidishan. Yeah, she is. And the moment you get to see her, yes. I think she told me about her son. She said her son is somewhere in Grand Jida area. Yes. And she backs up a tribe, backs up slash Congo lady. But I think she said her son is in the southeastern region, campaigning very heavily for Joshua. Yes. She did call her name, but I'm not going to disclose the name here right now because I'm not privileged from her to tell me. But she said her son, yes. And she said her case, they are in and they are ready for it. I said the blue, how they call it, the tsunami that took place the gone week. That lady was glued to her phone like this. Yes. Imagine somebody looking at the phone and they just doing that day and eating. Doing that day and eating. They're not even looking to see where the hands go to pick up what. That's how dedicated she is. And I can't really wait. That's one of the reasons why I'm very disappointed in some of the ministers. And I'm very, and the video you see right of the president, that's one thing he said, and we'll come to that tonight, that I truly believe in. Some of the ministers then, with all due respect to my fellow Liberians watching me here, some of your ministers then in the government, they are disappointing. They are disappointing, yes. Most of them are disappointing. Yes. Most of them are disappointing. I really don't give them any credence. Because they are selfish, they are mean. But because of this man, and because what is at risk, I'm not willing to risk Liberia's future, especially the Alpha generation, to give it to anybody else but this man. And I feel that talking to this man directly all the time from my comfort of my home here will help. But some of the ministers then, some of the directors then, if it were not for the man here, we'll be talking different things on the platform here every day. But it's because of this guy, the president. That's why I'm here today. But not for any of the ministers then. They ain't worth my time. I'll be honest with you guys. There are more deeper things I want to say, but I cannot say it. But I know who they are and I know where they stand today. They ain't worth, yes, they ain't worth. They're not like some of you guys. Some of you guys are better than them. So that lady, I hope that somebody who is close to the president will be able to reach out to this lady here. In America here, that will be possible. It will be possible. But in Liberia with the minister then, it's not possible. All right. So with that being said, let's get into the actual conversation here today. Beware of Joseph Boakai. There are a lot of information that we have here of Joe Boakai that we're going to release to you guys here. I want you guys to understand this thing here. This man they call Joseph Boakai is not an honest person. Joseph Boakai is not an honest person. This is something that is not coming from my mouth. It's coming from my feelings. It's coming from my analytical mind. It's coming from my observation of Joseph Boakai. This old man is not honest at all. And his dishonesty is being inherited by his followers. People who follow Joe Boakai nowadays, even if they were not dishonest, they are becoming dishonest. If they were thinking about not becoming dishonest, they are now gradually becoming dishonest. This old man, he tells too many lies to people. He gives too many misinformation. And I'm worried about the country. One example I can give you guys. The old man is not going to present himself just like me looking at you guys right now. He allows people to go back in time and take one of his old picture and put it through an artificial intelligence digital imaging and bring a face and put it on social media, telling the Liberian people that this is how he looks. That is dishonesty in itself. That means he doesn't even believe in himself. He doesn't think that his looks is convincing enough for people to vote for him. That is the first thing that I'm sure many of you guys are watching on Facebook all the time. They are not presenting him like who he is. I mean, imagine Joe Biden. You are seeing some video images of Joe Biden when he was young. Imagine next year election, people here putting Joe Biden young face over there. How you think the American people will feel? And that's what these guys are doing. They already started deceiving the Liberian people, and Joe Boakai is buying that idea as well. So we got a few things here to look at here, all right? So let's get into it right now, all right? Let's get into it here. You see, the president of Liberia, in my mind, I believe that this president represents the generation. The only issue I have with the president is the ability to listen to people. And I'm hoping that if he elected, if the power is given to him, he need to pay attention. Because what is at risk in Liberia today, guys, remember the Alpha generation. The Alpha generation. The young children in Liberia today that are between 9 and 10 years old. They are the Alpha generation. By 2033, they will be around 19 and 20 years old. If nothing is done between now to 2033, that will be another waste of generation of Liberians that will have no skills, no education, nothing to depend on. And that will be added onto our statistics again. And that will also add to the age of the country. If we had never set a benchmark as to where we need to begin to set that launch pad and say, this is our launch pad, this is our benchmark, this should be the first tree we should plant, this should be the intersection that we need to start to move forward. The Alpha generation is very key to making Liberia a better country. And there's nobody else that can do that than this president right here. Why am I saying this? Cummings has been around for a very long time. He never did anything to impact the young people in the country. Boakai had done it all. There is no record of Boakai being able to show to you that the little opportunity he had, he made some gains. He never did those things. Records are poor. The other rest of the other guys, they are just mere hustlers. So what I'm saying to this president, the Alpha generation play a key role. If the president failed the Alpha generation, he failed our generation. Because my generation should be preparing the future for the Alpha generation. Today I spoke to a friend of mine, one of my mentors from Liberia. And you not imagine what he told me today on the phone. I spoke to my mentor today. This is the guy who got me into science and engineering today. He back home today. He teaches at the University of Liberia. I asked him how the university has been going on. He said the university is fine. And I said, why is it that the image of the university is only been put out here as an institution that just provide opportunity for people to see how disgruntled the student organization parties are on campus? He said to me, that is just a little bit of fraction of what's happening. But there are more students on the campus who are very serious, who are doing extremely well. He even told me the College of Science and Technology has expanded a lot. They are thinking about moving most of the degree level to the master degree level. That's what he said. And he said, we are doing everything possible. So I like, but we're not seeing those things on Facebook. What we're seeing, especially from the University of Liberia, are these so-called guys who call themselves meditant. He said, yes, but it's just few of them. I said, yeah, but few of them are not doing well with the image of the University of Liberia. So I said in a conversation, so let me suggest this to you. You guys at the university decision-making process, you need to establish your own departmental Facebook page. College of Science, College of Business, and you start posting things representing the other side of the university. So that we out here can see it. And then we take our time and present this thing on our show. Because as far as many librarians goes, they just see the university as a place where they get also meditant students, which is bad for the country. But now that you're telling me that there are more students who are focused on their lesson going to learn, you need to start to expose those things to us as well. And he said, well, take it. I said, yes, you got to do those things. Corporations are doing it. Government around the world are also doing that. So what more? So I told you, I said, I would like to see the College of Business get their own Facebook page, College of Business. Everything should be university of that department related. College of Science and Engineering, Civil, Electrical, whatever department you got, you open your own set of Facebook. Librarians out here want to see different things. If we see what's happening in the College of Science and Engineering or the Business College or whatever, we can say, oh, you know what? We think we can add to these things. And he said, yes, I'm going to look into that. I said, yes, you have to look into that. You are my mentor still. And I still respect you. Irrespective of where I am today, I still respect you. And that's why I'm making forward the proposal. And then he said, well, when we get to the environmental science area, will you be able to come and teach? I said, I said, will you guys have or I call it distance learning? I can do distance learning. I can sit right here and teach. He said, well, that's something they are looking into too. But they are trying to localize things first before they start to go beyond. Because right now the university is focused on improving the degree level from bachelor to master's. Do you know that you don't have many degree that offer, they don't have many master degree at that university, even though they are the oldest university. And that's something that Mr. Weir need to also adjust, because academically, people say he doesn't know book. If I'm sitting down to the president, I would tend to look into that. Try to add more master degree to the University of Liberia. That would be one of the outstanding things that Mr. Weir will achieve in the history of our country. Because our university is the second oldest university on our continent. And yet, most of the degree that our university offers is at the bachelor level. Most of the degrees, yes, they are all around the bachelor level. So if the president in his second term can focus on higher education beyond master degree program, that would be something that his legacy will really nail on the wall that people will remember. All right, so I just want to bring that up and to that. But again, coming back to the president here, he is the future in my mind to take the Alpha generation to the next level. The Alpha generation need to have a better country, better learning environment, better security, and a better guardianship, mentorship that will take them to the 21st century. I truly believe in the Alpha generation. I think that generation can give me the comfort for me to say, yes, I can leave the active activities of engaging other people to the Alpha generation. I believe in the Alpha generation. And I think they can be a better generation. And there's nobody else that can do it but the president. But sedition is not just going to be said by word of mouth. The president doesn't know it all. His people doesn't know it all. And that comes with constructive criticism. While it is true that I believe in the president, you need to understand that he doesn't know it all. I don't know it all. But whatever we all know, we can respectfully say, Mr. President, this thing here is not the right way to do it. Yeah, are my recommendation. There's nothing illegal about that. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's where now you guys need to come with this support out there too. Because in order for the president to succeed, you guys must be open up. And I appreciate a few of you guys that come on the platform here. Because I don't see the ANC people here. I don't see the Unity Party people here. I see mostly independent-minded people, and I see a few citizens here. That gives me the sense that even though it is a challenge, a tough thing to come here and see J. Randy criticizing your president. But like I always tell somebody, I think I told somebody yesterday, my criticism is based on my professional understanding of things. Think about what you do best. Some of you guys understand the game very well, especially the game of soccer that we call football. And you imagine you watching a football game, and then somebody get on the field where the football is supposed to be kicked with the legs, and somebody grab the football and running towards the goal. What are you going to do when you're sitting down in your chair? You're going to get up. Oh, look at that guy. What are you doing? Why? Because you understand the rule of the game. Likewise, someone who understands basketball. The guy from the soccer field in Europe, count the basketball court, they pass the ball to him, he break the ball down, then he start driving. He put in America and say, oh, but what's going on? That's how I want you to see me. That's how I want you to see me. I'm not criticizing anything, but the rule of engagement that's supposed to set the game to look perfectly good are the things that I'm looking at. Unless you're not interested in how things are done, then you have a problem with me. And this is where I appreciate you guys coming to watch me. And it takes a very strong and open-minded person to come on the platform. Because what I do here is in the eyes. If anybody from outside of our community of Liberians, anybody from outside, whether it's a Chinese American, Japanese American, German American, or any American that come and listen to me here, they will say, yes, I think he's making sense. Because I'm speaking the jargon of how things should be done properly. They will understand. Because they are the one who train many of us. But only few are putting back the training they gave us on our various platform. The rest are still buying into the Liberian way of doing things, which is really diminishing the little we have in terms of our ability to do more. And I got it. I know many people will not come here because this is something that we are not used to in our society. I mean, think about the country. People don't go to work on time, but they want to get paid. If people were clocking in on the job, do you know how many people will be going to work late? You just go to Liberia one day and say, let me put in the punch in time. Put in the punch in time. Even some of us today that don't punch in, but we have access to key cards that control those. Like for me, this is my key cards. Everywhere I go, I have to do that. I don't clock in, but I have to be doing like this. But it's been captured at the corporate headquarters to determine when I get in and when I get out. Imagine taking that into Liberia. Many of you guys are living in other parts of the world where labor management, because it's called a LM, labor management, that track when you get to work, when you clock in, when you take your break. Imagine taking that into Liberia. You that disagree with me right now, you know how many people will disagree with you? When Mr. Weir give you a job and say, go out there and be maybe supervisor for somewhere and go supervise the people. Now when you get to see that what I'm experiencing, you will get to see it before you even talk about experiencing it. So these are the things that we are fighting against. And the only way we can fight against it is to come here and bring you guys who are willing to come here and sit down and let's have the conversation. Because the reality here is we were never brought up as a country to follow the rules, to understand the rule of engagement, to be able to disagree and agree. Those things were never taught in our society. We get mad, we get vexed. And let me take for example, you send money to somebody. You say, hello, yeah. My man, I just sent $25 for you. The person on the phone again talk. Oh, thank you for that little money there. That's how they respond. But they don't know how difficult it is for you to work hard for your money. But because they had never gotten used to working for money. Somebody in the country here, if you in the country send $5 to me, say, Randy, yeah, Yeah, Father, my contribution. I will say thank you. Why? Because I know what it means to get up in the morning. Whether it's summertime, winter time, autumn, or spring, I know what it means to get up in the morning to go to work. And I know what it means to pay bills. And I know what it means to look at somebody and say, yeah, it's my share. If I not appreciate it, then something wrong with me mentally. Because in this country, it is very difficult for people to just look at somebody and give them money because of what it means, what it takes. Because we are in a society, and this society is teaching us how to not only be financially responsible, but to also be people who appreciate things because of what we are going through here. But the challenge there is, how do we help our people back home when politics is dividing what we experience here? In the United States here, when it comes to the system, we are all aligned, except for a few people that got a extent on them who don't want to be aligned, and then they're offline today. So they fucked up. But many of you guys want to be in line with the society standard here. The only thing that differentiate us or that split us apart, when we look at our political party, we look at it on party line, but we not look at it through the eyes of system and standards. This is where we get disconnected. For me, I taking it from here and I want to carry it over there. But we all not going together. Some of you got bending that day. When the road comes that day, you're bending and so you're holding the road and say, let's push it, Randy. Let's push it. You're bending that day. Man, let the rope out. Let the rope out. One of my one just carrying the road that day. But who want to help me, man? Nobody. When a few people can say, okay, let me help you to carry it. That is where the disconnect is. That is the gap. That is the need analysis. That's what we need to fill in here. And that's why I appreciate you guys coming out here. I may support the president because I campaign for him, but there are a few things that we need to tweak here and there to make it better. So you either will come here if you have an open mind, or you will disagree with me if you have that single mind. But in all, there are people who need help and they need to get the help. All right? So enough have been said. Yes, enough have been said, to this issue. So let's get into Joseph Boakai. I want to make the announcement here quickly to my man Sam Livingstone. All right? Let me take the thing out of my ear. I want to make this thing clear to my man Sam Livingstone. For a minute, you that know Sam Livingstone and I think he's the chief security at RIA. All right, Sam the Unbreakable Livingstone. I saw a local front page online that came out and said Sam Livingstone is allegedly into some drugs issue. Sam Livingstone lives in the United States of America here. Sam Livingstone and myself, we clean people together. Let me just put it that way. We clean people together. I heard the information. I read it online. But I need to verify it from him. I don't think Sam Livingstone, having lived in America here, know what it means, will just go to Liberia and get himself entangled with what the headline says. But the headline is saying that Sam has been allegedly involved in some type of stuff. I don't believe it. And I don't believe it. But I hope that he can call the press to explain what has been mentioned about him. And I hope you will explain that. But that is not something good. All right? So that is where I would like to stop. But in the meantime, let me try to fire out the crowd. What my man D-Block at? What my man D-Block? Some of you guys getting to know what made me happy, what made me laugh. So where's my man D-Block at? All right, you guys ready for this? Somebody sent me something here that they think I like, and that person was on the money. So let's listen to this briefly here.
Amanda! 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 Oh. Disse quando consenso. They see people with defeated, they come again with defeated again.
And it sounds like battle cry.
They not new people that they see people who defeat themselves.
you. What is Simaya?
How can a man that stay 40 years in government and not do nothing coming back saying he can do something? Say, ow, ow, ow. I say to you, don't mind them, don't mind them, don't mind them. Say, the people that cannot give you free school fee, job we are giving to you, they say, Momo is say, the developmental president of the Republic of Liberia say, to watch another wake up so that you feed and say, Amanda, God bless you.
That's it right there. Let me say a big thank you to my man T Black. Yes, that really get me fired up. I love that. I enjoy that. And I see that as a very strategic move to motivate the crowd. Yes, yeah, that motivation is very good. And I think the president, I think he's mastering that now. Even though Ivan Wiesel, still got more Ballon d'Or in that chanting than the president right now. Yeah, so Ivan Wiesel got more Ballon d'Or in that chanting as well. Yes, he has more Ballon d'Or in that chanting because I also enjoy Ivan Wiesel too. He knows how to do that, all right? So with that being said, guys, let us try to get into the main topic here today. All right. So let's start with the president again. President talk about you give me 6 years. Let's listen to this.
When you go to the next election, you will decide what to do.
Let's start out over here.
You gave me 6 year mandate.
Yes.
Now, give me my 6 years and see what I achieve.
That's true. The Liberian people give the president 6 years, but the 6 years have been very rough. Opposition had done nothing but to continue to give the man hell. Like I said in many posts of mine, the president has withstood the stress test of our democracy. There are so many things they threw against the president. He never retaliated to get one person in jail or one child, as in the case of Shaki Kamara, who got killed under Ellen Wash and other people. There have been no political turmoil, no crisis control or crisis going out of hand. So he managed to withstand the political stress test. He passed that because we all saw it here. That is on his record. Now that we are in the election season, what we should be looking forward to are things that we expect politicians to hear. So to begin the process, I'd like us to get to something. I'd like us to get to something here quickly here. So let's get to something here. We have Joseph Boakai is coming up right now. So this is Joseph Boakai here. We are going to start the ball now with Joseph Boakai. And we're going to take you back in time. This video is for a purpose here. So I want you to take a look at Joseph Boakai here. And let's get to something quickly here for you guys so that we can start the ball rolling on Joe Boakai here. All right. So Joe Boakai had an interview here sometime back with BBC. And I want us to listen to this interview here. All right. Let's listen to the interview. Very key. It's coming on right now. We are doing the audio right now. So very soon you're going to listen to it.
In 2017, losing to George Weah. Well, he could get a second bite of the cherry at elections due in 2023. But would he want to? Well, at the moment, he's chairman of an uneasy opposition alliance known as the Collaborating Political Parties, or CPP. Mr. Boakai is currently in the United States and he's been speaking to Focus on Africa from Maryland. So, first question, does he still want to be president of Liberia?
Very much so. Not an ambition, but it's a desire to serve my people in an area that I see a lot of deficiency.
You call this a desire to serve your people, but in 2017, your people rejected you in favor of George Weah?
Well, let's say it that way, because we accept the will of a democratic society, but I know I wasn't rejected.
Well, you lost the election.
Great. That's
All right. So Joe Boakai is disagreeing with the fact that he was rejected by the people. Apparently, he thinks that word is such a very painful description. But he admitted when the man said, "Oh, but you were defeated." He said, "Yes." Now keep that in mind, because there's another video that's coming out. We are going to show you Joe Boakai in a recent video is saying that he was cheated, but he admitted on BBC that he was defeated, even though not rejected. He admitted to that. So how can Joe Boakai tell BBC, and he's on record, that he was defeated, and then how can he come back and say the election wasn't fair? Let's continue to listen to Joe Boakai, because there's another component coming up here again. Again, beware of Joseph Boakai. This man cannot be trusted, because the words that come out of his mouth, the behavior from the time he tricked a fuller man by selling a sick baby goat to him. He came back in 2017 to sell that same sick baby goat to the Liberian people. The people rejected it. He went back again and fed that baby goat now. But now that baby goat now is Joe Boakai himself, because Joe Boakai now is presenting his face to you guys, not the face you see here right now. He presenting himself on Facebook with different images. That means that he are getting a lot of steroid that pump his face up to look young. But that is not a medical steroid. It is a digital steroid that people use as photo and go online and making it look young. He's coming back with that same biblical logic. That is why we are here to expose the thing to you guys, because the face that Joe Boakai will be showing, this face and the other face you're going to see. So let's continue with the BBC interview here.
I would say.
So in 2023, what makes you think that the Liberian electorate will change its mind?
The Liberian electorate have found out that they made a mistake, and that mistake need to be corrected. And that is shown in all of the things that are happening in Liberia, and I'm very, very...
So, what mistake he believed the Liberian people made that are happening in the country? He's not telling the journalists that when we were in power, all the things we put together, they are all been completely destroyed by George Weah. He's not saying those things. He's saying something completely different. And that is the dishonesty of Joe Boakai not being able to explain himself. Let's listen here more, folks.
Show that the Liberians have now remade up their minds.
And the election in 2023 would mean that you'd be 78 years old. You'd be going against Mr. Weah, comparatively youthful in his 50s. Health-wise, would you be fighting fit to take him on and be able to endure the rigors of the campaign?
In terms of fitness, I'm very fit. In terms of being able to compete.
Here's a man who said he fit. All right? Here's a man who said he fit, but he found himself in the hospital.
Good morning, Mr. Vice President.
Good morning.
You look very well this morning.
He's not supposed to be looking well, my friend. He's not supposed to be looking well. He told the journalists that by 2023, he will be fit because he was fit. So why is the journalist asking him, you look very well? And he can hardly speak. Let's listen to him speak.
I'm sure very well. I feel so.
Thank you. So we just want a few...
So the man had been sick. But where do you think his sickness started from? His sickness started from here.
The people know within the CPP, except when they come.
Let's follow this.
How can we credibly say that Joseph Boakai can make a good president?
It's coming on. Loading up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's coming up.
Free of
Take time.
charge. If
To
it's
process.
our garage, that
Facility, government to provide medical facility for me as former vice president.
so that's on a personal basis.
No, it's not a personal thing.
It's not we money, it's government funds. And when you talk about uh, living on loans, of course, if you live in America, you will understand that. If you live on loans, I mean, you're paying them back. I have
How many people in the country, let's just discuss the issue of loan. Honor Joseph Boakai and Ellen. There's nothing wrong with people living on loan. So when Joe Boakai tells you that he's living on loan, how many people honor Ellen and Joe Boakai time could afford to go to the bank to borrow money in the form of loan to pay it back? Let me see the statistics. But if Joe Boakai can tell you that he can go to the bank, how many Joe Boakai in Liberia that can go to the bank and borrow loan? Joe Boakai think he can fool people that are not in his circle as well, because he's essentially fooling people in his circle. In order for you to go to the bank to borrow the bank money, because the bank keeps people money, right? So whoever go borrow money, you must be financially grounded. You should have some leverage. You should have something that if you don't pay that money back, they will come and get something from you. For example, you got to be working. He's talking about America here, right? Because he want to use the Americas to give example, or the United States. People in this country here, you and I, before we get loan, we have to present something that will be used as some type of guarantee in order for us to get a loan, right? So if Joe Boakai telling you that, oh, in Liberia, I borrow loan, don't see that as someone who is poor. Joe Boakai is telling you that he is part of a class that afford him the opportunity to go borrow money. But how many people can come to that studio? How many people can you meet in Liberia today and say, do you often go to the bank to borrow loan? And hear what they will say. So what Joe Boakai is telling you, the truth to that is, he is well better off than the Irish Liberian. Because when he and Ellen left office, not many people were employed. And not many people could go to the bank. So when he said those things, he's just trying to make himself to look good and make the other people to look bad. And that's one of the reasons why Joe Boakai cannot run on Eden record, because Joe Boakai is essentially showing and telling you that only top government official on Ellen and during Ellen time could walk to any bank and borrow money. That is the interpretation there. All right. So let me progress here.
have a farm. I run the farm alone. That's why I don't steal money. If you want people who steal money and live on it, that's your business. I work for government. I earn money. I live in my own house. But if I need money, I go to the bank. That's the best place to go.
So everything Joe Boakai is saying, he's not talking about the Irish people. You see, that's the thing that many people don't understand. This man been in public service and just left vice presidential position or a vice presidential position for 12 years. When you hear Joe Boakai telling you that, oh, I work, I save money, I got this, do you think Joe Boakai should be defending himself? No. Joe Boakai should be explaining to T-Max, look, T-Max, when we were in power, Ellie Johnson and myself, do you know how many people went to the bank to get loan? Do you know how many people own property? Do you know how many people are working? But look at we administration today. All these things we left for the Liberian people, it all gone down. But no, Joe Boakai is only putting himself first. That's what Joe Boakai is doing. And that's what Joe Boakai has been doing. At LPMC, he didn't perform on the job. He only benefited himself. At LPRC, same thing. Minister of Agriculture, same thing. Wherever he went, it was only about himself. And you listen to him right now. He is talking about himself. It is very uncommon. It is very unrealistic for a public official, someone who said he wants to be president, someone who serves as vice president through an electoral process, is sitting down on one of the major platforms in the country and is not talking about what they had achieved for the people of Liberia, but he is presenting himself. I have to say that he had never been part of any decision making. This is a man who was part of a policy making. He made policy and supported it. But he's telling you now, he's telling you You know what Joe Boakai is telling you? Let's listen to something here, what Joe Boakai is telling you guys. The reason Joe Boakai is telling you guys that story, let's listen to why he's telling you guys that story. Ready for that? Let's get into it right now. Let me bring that thing up for you guys to listen to it right now. Let's listen to it.
To be a lawyer. A very good one plan to allow industrial. This executive order has no legal validity. But they will never do that.
Of course they would.
They will never do that. That's what you call exercise. The oversight. Yes. Exercising the oversight responsibility. They should take the women who buy the fish, about what, 22,000 of them? That's 33,000 people, right? And then, of course, the entire population that eats fish. We all are going to suffer. And yet, the senators that should be advocating for the Liberian people's interest, where are they? They are all with Joe Boakai.
Dumping.
19 of them are with Joe Boakai. And they're saying, we want the continuation of this. What the president has given up, all of our resources, 66 bad concession agreements. Joe Boakai as head of the Senate, the man who approves the agenda of the Senate. Now, folks, something you all need to know that you don't know. You know who's the head of the Liberian Senate? Joseph Yuma Boakai. You know who approves the agenda for discussion, the things that the Senate does? Joseph Boakai. He approves the Senate's agenda. Everything, all the bad concessions, all the bad government deals that they can do, that can go to the Senate for ratification. Who presides? Joe Boakai. Who approves the agenda? Joe Boakai. He does everything. When I hear some of you say he's an honest old man, he is just as wicked and good for nothing as Ellen.
So there you have it. So whatever Joe Boakai and Ellen benefited are some of the reasons why he can walk to a bank to go and get money from the bank. But the Irish, Mary and Joe in Liberia cannot go to the bank to borrow money. Because you listen to one of his strong supporters who follow them religiously, study their government strategy, and telling you that this is what Joe Boakai then did. So Joe Boakai telling you that he can go to the bank to borrow money. That means that they completely disenchanted the complete society of our people. Imagine in this country where we live. It's either Hunter Biden, Eric Trump, the Obamas. They can go to the bank to get money. You and I cannot go to the bank to get money. Do you think that would be a better leadership? Do you think they will be proud to cancel in this country? No. Only Joe Boakai can sit before a journalist or a talk show host and tell the talk show host that I can walk to the bank anytime I want to get money. But guess what? The people that we serve for 12 years, they can do that. They can do that. They cannot do that. Have you ever heard the president of Liberia today standing in the pew of the church or on the airport or anywhere where he has the opportunity to speak and say, hey, I can go to the bank and go get a loan? It's very uncommon for the president to say that, because this is somebody who believes that the people that he represents should be the one to say these things and not someone who provided public service. Public service, that means as a public servant, you service the people first. But Joe Boakai did not do that. And that's why he's talking about he going to the bank. So I listen to him again.
Don't go around stealing government money, people money, and putting it down. And so anybody who lives on loans is somebody who pays loan. If you don't pay a loan, how are you going to live? How you going to? In America, you can go there. People have credit card, that's loan. If you don't understand that. But the question on the number 2 man who was talking about, though I'm happy that somebody called from the States to talk about, with a president, they say you serve at the will and pleasure of the president. And when Doe fired me, the same day he fired Kekula Poto. And where was I?
Talk about yourself. Let me tell you why he bringing Kekula Poto in here. All right? Let me tell you guys why he brought Kekula Poto. Imagine someone like maybe Eugene Namwe, Samuel Tue, Jefferson Koji, Mr. We have fired one of them, and then in the future, the person come and say, oh, the day they fire me is the city they fire Moba Molu. What the hell we got to do with Moba Molu? Kekula Koto was the NDPR party chairman. He told Samuel Kanyando not to make Joe Boakai his vice presidential running mate because Joe Boakai was incompetent and Joe Boakai cannot be trusted. Guess what happened? Joe Boakai kept that thing in his heart, in his mind, in his hand, in his clothes pocket against Kekula Koto. Kekula Koto was just a party chairman. He was just a party chairman. Imagine Mr. Weah fire Eugene Fagon and fire Moba Molu. And in the future, Eugene Fagon come and say, oh, Joe Weah fired, but guess what? He also fired Moba Molu. Who the hell get time about Moba Molu? You tell all, Mr. Fagon, what did you do or fail not to do that you got fired? That's the question we need to be asking Joe Boakai right now. Don't fire him. But what? Why is he bringing Moba, or Kekula Koto into the whole thing? Because he had a vindictive grudge for Kekula Koto. That's why I'm saying to Clarence Monimba. If Clarence Monimba made any mistake and support Joe Boakai, his father Gray will turn around like this. Because his father knew that this man they call Boakai never forgave his father. Because Kekula Koto brought him in. And he think that Joe Boakai keeping one eye on him. He think that Joe Boakai don't know what Kekula Koto did to him for his father. He get a history. That one of the things I'm watching right now, folks. That one of the things I'm watching. It will clearly show that that kid is more of a tribalistic individual than being a democratic individual. I want you to keep your eye on it too. All right? So, Joe Boakai got fired by Samuel Kanyando, one, for an alleged embezzlement, poor performance, cannot transfer any skill, did not do nothing for LPMC, he did not do nothing for the Liberia Agriculture Bank, he did not do nothing for Carry. Joe Boakai was just a liability in that position. And that's how Samuel Kanyando fired him. Take the video care to Joe Boakai and show him my face. Agriculture Ministry used to be right on 3rd Street there. I don't know where they stay down there. Right on 3rd Street, if you know Single very well, right after Agriculture Ministry, you have a school they call Delta H. Brown. I'm giving you guys the real geographic days of Samuel Kanyando or Morovia layout. Jala time, coming down to the green shopping center over because there used to be another shopping center before you get to Jokwinton Market. Right across that road, you have the Delta H. Brown, and then you have the Agriculture Ministry. That's where Joe Boakai used to be. From there, you walk straight down, you go on the beach. Right from Delta H. Brown, you walk straight down, and then you go on the beach. Agriculture Ministry was right opposite there. That's where Joe Boakai was working. He was in charge of Carry, the Agricultural Research Institute in Bangabong County. He was in charge of the Agricultural Bank for all the farmers. He was also in charge of LPMC, Liberia Produce Marketing Corporation. And he had a fat budget. Doe was championing the Green Revolution. That was Doe's dream. He was carrying out what? The Green Revolution. Boakai never realized that man's dream. That's how Doe fired him. Did you hear him saying Doe fired him? Yes. Doe fired him for poor performance, but he taking that P from poor and he want to apply it to political reason. He thinks that many of you guys were not born your little, but guess what? Some of all who are in our mind. Imagine today, Eugene Fagon, by 2065 or 2045, Eugene Fagon will be sitting down and be telling the younger generation at that time and say, oh, we are fired me for political reason. And some of you guys are seeing why he got fired today. You'll be like, that's not true. Think about it like me. We were growing up. We were in junior high school. When Doe took office, I was in elementary school. I graduated, I went to junior high school. I was in high school when I walked in. So I saw all these things and I knew all these guys. So Boakai cannot lie to some of us here. That is why Boakai is afraid to come and say. That's why Tewo Gongolo is afraid to come on this platform, because they know, we know what they know. Imagine in the future, Fagon meeting the millennium, the Alpha generation. By 2035, Fagon talking about the Alpha generation. By that time, they might be 24 years, 25 years, and Fagon sitting down and talking. We are fire me. Now, those of you gotta know why to fire Fagon. You can't Fagon say, I don't want to mention, because I met with them when we are fire me, and I met know, or that woman know why I did that I got fired. I wouldn't stay here with the Alpha generation to lie to them so I can make myself look good. That's exactly what Boakai is saying here. And that's why many of them are afraid to come on the platform. Because they can't imagine that somebody could remember everything like it happened yesterday. So he lying to you guys. Let me progress here. Listen to him here.
In Yakipa, where we were trying to reform the Ministry of Culture, the problem was, Joe Boakai, you in government, you don't belong to the NDPL. One day, the late Jeremiah Tule asked me to go to the...
You see how he dishonest again? He is saying, you in government, but you don't belong to the NDPL. That's why he's told this guy they call Clarence Jackson in a recent interview that he told Ellen that Ellen was not listening. You see, Joe Boakai does not like to take responsibility of his own failure. Didn't you guys listen to that interview he had a few times before he went through the battle to go to Ghana? What did he say in that interview? Joe Boakai tried to blame Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Joe Boakai will blame everybody but himself. That's who Joe Boakai is. And I want you guys to understand, like I told you guys, this election here, we will look at people's character. We will look at their poor performance. And when it comes to Joe Boakai, most of the things that are negatively hitting Joe Boakai is harming him. He's not honest. That's why it is. You see here? Beware of Joe Boakai. He's not an honest man. He blame it though. He blamed it though. He blamed it though for his poor performance. And he got fired. He blamed Ellen for his incompetency of she not supporting him because she know she fucked up. He mad with Kekula Kutu because Kekula Kutu never represented him in front of Joe. So everything Joe Boakai says, he's just blaming. Listen to him again. Talk, Papi, I know your party going down. Talk.
Party headquarters. I said, where's the party headquarters? He said, you mean you minister, you don't know the party headquarters? I said, no. When Doe fired me, he took the longest time to replace me by the late Blaso Troy because he thought I was going to go back. And I wrote him a letter.
That's not true.
I thank him.
That's not true.
I didn't commit crime.
That's not true.
I didn't steal money.
That's not true.
But that was the president feeling.
That's not true. When Doe fired him, Doe was trying to conduct an audit. So there was an acting minister that was in that place. When Doe fired him, Doe was trying to conduct an audit to determine what went on. But people begged Doe. They begged Doe not to humiliate him. He was already gone. And Doe was an 8th grade student, a very passionate guy. So when Doe fired him, Doe conducted an audit to determine what happened to that money. So Doe did not immediately apply because at that time, I got the documentation here. I can't lay my hand on it right now. When that audit was conducted, they wanted to know how much was left before Blaso Tour take office. Because Blaso Tour was like, that ministry got out of scandal. I don't want to go in there and get tangled up with the scandal. So, Mr. President, make sure you conduct a clear audit so that I can be able to determine what am I going to be walking into. It was not waiting for Joe Boakai. He's lying over there. He's lying. He's lying. If there's nobody that will tell the Liberian people the truth about what happened during the Doe time, you're looking at the right person right now. I speak the truth. Joe Boakai is lying to you guys. All right? Let's try him again. Let him talk. I know what's wrong with his battery. Every time you press the button for him to talk, it's taking a while. Let me see again. Let's try him again. And I start talk, Papi. I know what's wrong with the battery again. You should be going back to Ghana. Maybe the Ghana battery messed up. Go ahead and talk.
Why should someone be in government and not a member of the party? So when you hear people are fired in government, let us state the reason. Sometimes they have a better way of putting it for administrative reason. The president reserves the discretion. Wherever I have worked, when you have problem with people, You talk about Sawyer. Sawyer was now at the Ministry of Agriculture. Today you ask Sawyer, I was sent to LPRC with a letter to perform a special. Go restructure the place, make sure you put orderliness in place. And there was an understudy. And after that, they asked me. If Sawyer were to have been asked today why he did it, he knows the reason. It was all political.
You see again? There you go again, oh. There you go. There you go. When we campaigned against Joe Boakai in 2017, Eugene Fagon was all about the cartel. My role about Joe Boakai was he was incompetent. He could not take his period experience to the next job. That was our main thing against Joe Boakai. He could not take his experience from the past job to the new job. And as we discussed this election on my platform, it's all about educating you guys, giving you guys the pros and cons, giving you guys the SWOT of Joe Boakai, his weakness, his strength, opportunity for improvement, and the threat he poses to himself. SWOT. Joe Boakai will blame everybody but himself. LPMC, he blamed the Tobos. Agriculture Ministry, he blamed Doe. Amos Sawyer, LPRC, he blaming Amos Sawyer. Eddie Johnson said it, he blamed it. Everything is political. When will Joe Boakai learn to do things and say things by himself? Let me borrow from George Weah. When will Joe Boakai learn to say things for himself but blaming other people? That's who Joe Boakai is. And the recent interview, did you see him blaming Ellie again? Let's listen again, folks.
The first thing we came here, I was elected as president of the Movement for the Protection of Liberian Interests. Gueglo was one of my one of my deputies. The late ambassador for Sifat for Serenus for.
First of all, you people,
the moment we came here back in '92, of all of those stalwarts, they elected me. And I know I had always been asked, where do you come from?
That organization, that was organization, that's not government job. Why is he bringing organization in something here? Let's go here, man.
And people, because they respected me. But at some point in time, people always believe that certain reasons they should ask you to leave, you leave.
No,
so
it was poor performance, Joe Boakai. It was due to poor performance. That's where he doesn't want to be honest with you
guys. Why
you
should be fired? The president reserved the right.
No,
it's not always because you've done something, maybe you stole or something, but the president reserved the discretion. So I was not fired for any other reason
but political. There you go. There you go.
And
there you go.
You talk about Weah. How do you compare yourself to Weah? Let me talk about the surgery. I don't have any heart surgery. I didn't have any heart disease. No heart surgery. So for those of you who carrying the story around, you got to go and check it out. I have no heart surgery. I have no heart disease. I move around. I did go to a hospital.
Okay.
Because I found out that there was a lot of pressure beginning with the government, with the campaign and all of that. And yes, I went to hospital. But I'm very fit.
You went to do your physical, right?
Pardon?
You went to do your physical.
They're a pacemaker, yes.
Okay.
People with pacemaker have lived up to 90. That's not a problem.
Well, how people get pacemaker in there, Joe Boakai?
And the money
how
that
does
was paid
people get pacemaker in there?
Money.
That's what I want to know.
Paid, and it was my benefit. Now let's go to the other caller who talk about how do I compare myself and my relationship with President Sirleaf. President Saliba and I are friends. We had differences.
Okay.
That's in the past.
Political differences again, right?
I know President Saliba and we talk. I have no problem with her.
Another political difference there
She
again.
hasn't told me. But I have no problem. Saliba was one of those presidents that believe in me. And if she felt at some point in time she didn't support me,
For political reason.
I think history has taken its course. So I have no problem with that.
Why she didn't
Now,
support you?
I'm
Political
talking
reason
about
too?
the current situation. And Gabriel, in Providence, I want to thank you for believing me. I said that the people in the state were there, they were meeting.
First of all, Joe Boakai, every story he told here is incomplete. People who got pacemaker will always have to go through some type of surgery to have that pacemaker replaced. He's lying right there. All right? Now, Joe Boakai has served with Ellen for 12 years. Yes, he served with Ellen for 12 years as vice president. And there's nothing that Joe Boakai is able to tell the Liberian people. But we got proof here to continue to show to you guys that Joe Boakai served with Ellen for 12 years. And he was not able to do anything tangible in that role. Joe Boakai promised people, the Liberian people, that he will be running on Ellen record. And Ellen record is yet to be seen. Yes, it's yet to be seen. So do not believe what Joe Boakai is telling you here, because he's a very, very dishonest man. And let nobody ever believe in Joe Boakai. Joe Boakai is misleading people, and other people now are trying to follow him. They are lying on top of it, and we'll be exposing them here one by one. So we have another guy who just came out and said that he went on Joe Boakai farm. But before we go, let us look at what Joe Boakai was saying about the pacemaker here, right? So let's look at the pacemaker issue here and hear what Joe Boakai said about the pacemaker issue. Listen.
I have no heart surgery, I have no heart disease. And yes, I went to hospital. But I'm very fit.
You want to do your physical, right?
Pardon?
You want to do your physical?
They're a pacemaker.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, down there.
I did go to a hospital because I found out that there was a lot of pressure beginning with the government, with the campaign and all of it. I did go to a hospital because I found out that there was a lot of pressure beginning with the government. I did go to a hospital because I found out that there was a lot of pressure beginning with the government, with the campaign and all of it.
So there you have it there. This man cannot admit the truth. And on the platform, I will always disprove what Joe Boakai is trying to present to the people. You need to be very, very aware of Joe Boakai. He cannot be trusted. He is not reliable to be trusted because he speaks all lies, misunderstanding. Let's listen to another one here again, folks. Let's try to speed things up here. We will be on Joe Boakai here because he is misleading the people. He lying to the people all the time, and we will not give him any room to breathe on the platform here. He lies a lot. All right? He lies a lot. Now, let's go to something else here quickly again so we can continue to disprove Joe Boakai here. Let's get back here again and pull out another video here for you guys to see Joe Boakai here again. All right? Another big lie of Joe Boakai. Listen to this here again, all right? Joe Boakai. There you go again.
Lifted its economic sanctions against Liberia. Liberia's information minister Louis Brown says the lifting of the sanctions should inspire confidence that Liberia is a country open and ready for development. In a letter to the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives and the President of the Senate, President Barack Obama said Liberia has made advances to promote democracy and the orderly development of its political, administrative, and economic institutions. Obama cited Liberia's 2 consecutive democratic elections, the conviction of former President Charles Taylor, and what he called the diminished ability of those connected to Taylor to undermine Liberia's progress, as well as the lifting of UN assets freeze on Liberia. Now, Liberia's Vice President Joseph Boakai was in Washington this week, where he signed a multi-million-dollar compact. In an in-depth interview with VOA's James Buddy, he talked about the significance of the compact and a host of other issues. VOA's Zoe Ludaki reports.
Vice President Joseph Boakai was part of the delegation that signed a $257 million Millennium Challenge Corporation compact.
This is the man who said he was part like an old car. He told you in 2017 he was part like an old car. But yeah, it's the video right there showing you came to America on behalf of the Union Party government, signed a $257 million compact project. So since when he became an old car that was parked. Let's listen to hear more again, folks.
At the U.S. State Department. He said part of the money will be used on infrastructure projects such as electricity and roads, which is key to Liberia's development.
So in the other interview Joe Boakai had recently before he went down to Ghana, he said he cannot go back to his own home because there is no road. But according to the narration here, the money he signed for in Washington, D.C., included other projects as well as road projects. So what happened? You see, Joe Boakai is associated with corruption. That is why he don't want to run on any record. He don't want to run on any record because he and Ellen did some things that he very ashamed of. The people of Liberia already knew about that. When you come to the very end of the video here, Joe Boakai said he'll be running on any record.
They often extend beyond a presidential term. The Liberian vice president also announced that he will run for the top seat to succeed President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf during the 2017 presidential elections. He said he is running on Sirleaf government's record that includes peace, infrastructure development, and freedom of the press.
And you know what running on somebody's record mean? Running on somebody's record means that you're going to be telling the voters what you and that person did for the past 12 years. Now, when you listen to Joe Boakai, let's start from here. Let's listen to Joe Boakai.
Young people, I feel bad for our people. The blues is just deplorable for the young people. So we say we need a change. Let me just tell you a few things that I've been thinking about. I got up this morning and I know that I grew up in Tottenham Road. LMC was the company there. It closed down. There's nothing in Tottenham Road. You go to Boakai, they closed down. Nothing there. You go to Mana River, nothing there. You go to Yekepa.
So all the places Joe Boakai talking about, Tottenham Burr, Yekepa, Bone Mines, nothing there, right? But what was there when he and Ellen were in power? Why can't he tell the Liberian people that, look, you see, when Ellen and I was here for 12 years, Bone Mine, boom, jaw were booming. Nimba, Yekepa, Lamco, whether it's Exeter Meta, boom, jaw were there. You go to Tottenham Burr, boom, jaw were there. You look in the city, boom, jaw were there. Why isn't he comparing we are time with Ellen time, where he served? You heard the man in the video say he was going to run on Ellen record. Running on Ellen record means the success story that he had. Why now? Why up to now? Let's listen to him again.
Today is being mountain. All the money is leaving. These are the resources we need to build our country. God gave that to us to build our country. If all of them are leaving and the country is as it is, we're in trouble. What's the future of this country? And that's why we are saying this had to come to an end. God gave us all these resources to build the lives of our people.
You see why I want you to be aware of Joe Boakai? Last week make it exactly 6 weeks of this campaign. The Joe Boakai man who went to Washington, D.C. or came to the United States and signed for $257 million and said that they were going to carry out various projects and they were going to include roads. He's standing right over there. He mentioned about jobs. He's standing right over there and he's not telling the people what he and Ellen did. What he and Ellen did. You will listen to many of Joe Boakai public campaign. He's not going to bring any record in there. You know why? I'll tell you why Joe Boakai don't want to do that. I'll tell you why Joe Boakai doesn't want to do that. There is a reason for why Joe Boakai does not want to do that, fellow Liberians. I'm going to tell you right now. There's a reason why he doesn't want to do that. Because Joe Boakai is nothing but a total failure. That's who he is. He's nothing but a total failure. Yes, that's who he is. Nothing but a total failure. Let's get back to something else here. All right? Let's get back to something else. Let me show you what Joe Boakai said again here. Let's get back to Joe Boakai here again. Let's get back to Joe Boakai.
I'm so happy as I was coming here, looking around. We are one of the most beautiful families. And I can see any reason.
He's speaking again. Mr. Boakai is speaking again. This time around, I want you to also listen again. He is not going to tell you anything relating to he and Ellen performance. You see, like I said, this election is about identifying the problems, finding the solution, and telling the Liberian people the direction. Joe Boakai and Ellen were there. Do you think they identify any problem? The answer is no. They postpone all the problems and only benefited themselves. That's why when Joe Boakai comes to speak, it doesn't matter the location or the occasion. He's not going to support and he's not going to say anything that he and Ellen did. Because they completely forgot about the Liberian people and only benefited themselves. That's why he's presenting himself now as someone who is new on the block. So listen to him again. All right? In fact, the recording is very, very poor. But listen to him again.
Why this place can become agricultural center? Water market is the area. You remember that. I will thank all of you. But everything we have went backward. One of the things that we do is to negotiate the great criteria to take over the school system and make this place a real academic center. Besides that, I see the possibility.
So he's not seeing anything over there, right? All right, he's not seeing anything over there. So let's go to the other video. Let's go to the other video. Let's give him another chance. Let's go to the other video. Let's give him another chance and see what he's going to say again. Let's give him another video and see what he's going to say again.
To educate them. And all of them are disappearing. And the places are all ghost cities.
Okay, so he's saying that again. Now, let's listen to this one here again. He's about to speak again. There's nothing Joe Boakai has said throughout the campaign season in defending he and Ellen record. Joe Boakai want you to understand that he coming into the election with no experience, no connection with the Eden government. He want you to understand that he coming as a new candidate, which is completed lie. They defrauded the Liberian people, they misled the Liberian people, and that is why when he come to speak, he doesn't say anything. So just listen to him shortly.
Hello. Hello, District 17. I want to thank you. It's late, but we thank you for receiving us. I think it's going to be a new day for Liberia. I just came on this road. There's no way we can leave government without having this road on. That road will be done. It will be done. We want our people to live good life. We want communities to develop. We want agriculture to prosper. We want our resources to be used for our people, to make them happy, to make them live long and healthy.
So what did he and Ellen do? You see the way Joe Boakai is presenting himself, folks? Joe Boakai is presenting himself as if to say that he never participated with Ellen in doing anything in our country, and which is completely untrue, right? Because Joe Boakai and Ellen worked together for 12 years and did nothing good for the Liberian people. So when you hear him making that kind of statement, oh, we just want to do the thing for you guys, and it should be, don't believe that, folks. Do not believe that, because he is essentially misleading you guys. That's what he's doing. He is misleading you guys. That is what Joe Boakai is doing. Joe Boakai sat down over there and they misused that country money for nothing but in their own interest. That's what he did. And that's what I want you guys to understand about him. He did not do anything to support Ellen, but he and Ellen rather misused and abused the country resources. That is what I want you to understand from tonight. Yes. So whenever Joe Boakai come to speak to you guys, understand that Joe Boakai was with Ellen and he did nothing in our country.
And if there are no clinics here, we will do all of that we want to see, so that when you live here and do work, you do it under good condition. The money is not going to be into the hands of few people. It is time for Liberia, for Liberians, for the children. I see a lot of children all around. And we are committed for that. We are going to do that. Come October 10, you cast your vote. Don't delay on one vote. After that, you see Liberia on the move. And in the move, we'll be able to benefit Liberians. We are tired of suffering and our resources leaving the country. And we're crying poor. God has blessed us. Yes.
Now you see why he's not going to be running on any record. He identifying things in the Weah administration. I have to say that he never served with Ellen. You know why Joe Boakai is doing that? Because Joe Boakai is very dishonest. He don't want to admit to the people of Liberia what he and Ellie enjoy. He doesn't want to admit to that. You know why he doesn't want to admit to that? Because Joe Boakai enjoy whatever he and Ellen managed to put together and forgot about the Liberian people. Let me walk you through this quick PowerPoint presentation here, quickly here. Joe Boakai, this is Joe Boakai here, during the Ellen time. He never cared for the Liberian people. Joe Boakai was whining and dining with Chinese investors in the country. Don't you think at this time there were people during those days that never had job, never had better community to live through? Joe Boakai was enjoying. And that is why he openly admitted, and we have that on documentation, that the government squandered a lot of opportunity. So when the government squandered a lot of opportunity, what make you think that Joe Boakai can run on Ellen record? Remember what he said over there? Joe Boakai said that they were going to be running, he was going to be running on Ellen record. But how come Joe Boakai is not running on Ellen record today? Because Joe Boakai squandered opportunity. And there are other people, like Prince Johnson, who claim to support Joe Boakai today. He knows that Joe Boakai is unfit to be president in our country. He knows. Prince Johnson knows. And that's why Mr. Ure himself, Ure know that Boakai is corrupt by association. Ure, the late Bronskin, they know that Boakai is corrupt by association. These are living records that we have. Last but not the least, even Musa Berede also know that Joe Boakai got no agenda to run on. And I don't know what can we say here in regards to Joe Boakai being somebody that is very dishonest and cannot release the truth. Let me show you guys this other new lies that is coming up now. The other new lies. Joseph Boakai is spreading his lies and will bow through his lies. Watch this.
I just arrived on.
I thought the other guy. I thought the other guy would come in a few times again. What the other guy on? All right. Anyway, let listen here and try to make sense out of this other guy here.
Joseph Yuma Boakai farm, and as you can see,
he said he's on Joseph Yuma Boakai farm. But the question we should be asking is, where is the sound that says "Welcome to Joseph Yuma Boakai farm"? That's the only question I want to ask this guy. Joseph Boakai is not somebody who is common. You remember the President Tubman era? Tubman used to have a farm in Banga Bonkante, right? When you go there and say, "Welcome to Tubman farm." Tubman used to have a farm. It would say, "Welcome to Tubman farm." This guy just jumped on the car. I know that he part of security down there wearing short trousers that look way back. Scottish guy that used to be in South Africa and the British police come outside with his short pants. Now he come here, now he say he here to come show you guys Boakai farm. The question is, where is the soundage or the sound that say "Welcome to Boakai farm"? You can drive your car to anybody's farm and he said that Boakai Farm. But let's listen here again, folks. Boakai Farm is in the future. Yes, the Boakai Farm is in the future. Don't take my word for it. Let's listen to him.
See the buildings? Yeah. And this building, whenever Joseph Boakai comes here, he sleep here.
Same when Joseph Boakai went on the farm. The man was sitting out water him over there for 5.5 years. You ever saw him on the farm? Same when he be on the farm. Where are the image that show that the farm belong to Joe Boakai? Even the planet or they don't even know Joe Boakai. But let's continue.
There is Joseph Boakai farm. There is the flower hall here. As you can see the flower hall. And this place for visitors. And I'm walking towards the citizen, the supervisors for this farm.
Let's go to the supervisor then.
And those are saying that Joseph Boakai don't have a farm. They are getting all misleading information around.
But how do we know that the farm belongs to Joe Boakai? We are not seeing any letter that represent B that say Boakai. You walking into an open lot, few people sitting down, and then you want those who are in America to believe that Joe Boakai farm. My friend, first of all, I want to see the land deed of that farm and whose name is in. And I want to see pictorial image showing that Joe Boakai went on that farm. Not to mention a video clip. And how recent is that video? Just how you went there today. I want to see video of Joe Boakai going there. How many of you guys watching it before ever saw Joe Boakai taking callers or visiting a place where you saw him brushing? These are the lies they're speaking of. This guy, I don't know. He had already been indoctrinated into lies. That's what the guy is. But we will be asking this question with your eyes. Where is the land deed that showed that that farm belonged to Joe Boakai? Where is the welcome sign? Where are pictures? Where are video evidence that show that the farm belonged to Joe Boakai? Until we see those things, don't believe it. This is nothing but a lies that have been put together. He going to the supervisor or whoever the people are, let go. As he walked towards the people, remember, we are in 2023. Remember, that farm is existing. Keep your thing in your mind. We are in 2023. The farm behind is existing now. Let's go here. All right? Boakai got his farm. Let's hear when Boakai farm was built.
Don't just sit in Morovia. Don't sit on Facebook and spread lies about Joseph Boakai. 400 acres of land we're talking about.
Okay.
You're going to listen to some of the workers there today, and you're going to listen to the chief. One of the chiefs in Bapu country.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Get out to the chief, Mr. Boo. Yeah, in fact, you got 2023 on your back. You got 23 on your back, so that's 2023. You got 2023 on your back. But he just wrote 23 there.
How you doing?
1008, we got a community here.
Mama, how you doing? Brother, how you doing? I'm Kukui. So what's your name?
Manu Kukui.
You work here? What about you?
I'm John W. Lasana. I'm the supervisor for the family.
You are the supervisor?
Yes.
What about you?
Supervisor.
I'm the chief.
I'm seeing you eating farm now.
Yeah, we came on the farm to make sure that Mark got here to make sure and tell the world that Joseph Boakai has farm. As the chief that escorted him, I'm the secretary.
You are the secretary?
Yeah, and we are now on the farm presently.
Okay, hold you right there. Tell us about the farm.
This farm, Joseph Boakai, this farm, I the one brought it in 2025.
The guy said he bred the farm in 2025. You cannot make lies of, my friend. You cannot make lies of. You can't make lies of. There is no such thing as Joseph Boakai farm. This is a blatant lies they putting together here. Did you guys hear what he just said? Let's go back again. Let's go back again, folks. Let's listen to the supervisor.
Project in 2025.
Good, good. What did you just say again, my friend? What did he just say again, folks? Let's go back again. What did brother just say here? When did you break that farm again?
2025.
Okay. What did he say again, brother? Go ahead again, brother. When did you break the fine again?
2025.
You see, when people are putting lies together, it takes a very smart person to lie. And that's why I keep telling you, beware of Joseph Boakai. He cannot be trusted. Yeah, Joe Boakai cannot be trusted. He's not asking other people to be lying. The poor they got been over there, they never went to school. They don't even know what year they're in right now. They don't even know the year they're in right now. Now, Joseph Boakai finished telling them that those people coming, so you get ready, so you can make lies to them. Yeah, the young man that telling you that he break the front in 2025. What my sister Vivian here, Emily here, the man said he break the front in 2025. The same way Joseph Boakai said that the country called Liberia is 196 years old. That's the same thing this guy is saying. Fellow Liberians, Joseph Boakai is not someone that you need to trust. That's all I have to say here. Do not trust Joseph Boakai. Yes. Be aware of him. Do not trust him. All right? Do not trust Joe Boakai. Don't trust Joe Boakai. Be aware. He is not to be trusted. Joe Boakai is not to be trusted. Everything he's saying from now to October the 10th, he's lying. We are giving you all proof. Even the guys on the farm, they are programmed them how to lie, but the guy cannot really keep the lies. So he made a mistake. The camera captured it. Camera CT and captured it. Joe Boakai was busted. He totally got them to lie. That farm does not belong to Joe Boakai. That is a lie. So what we're going to do here tonight, guys, we're going to end this show here tonight with the president in the church, and then listen to the president here mumble.
Principle of what happened. So I went back to bed. So I laughed on the pillow, and then I tried to recite in my own voice, just say, God, amen. Support the whole thing. Lord, I just pray, Lord.
So guys, we'd like to come to the end of the show. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity. We'll be back here tomorrow. Time have been fast spent. Thank you guys. God bless you guys. And J. Rennie is out. Have yourself a pleasant week. Continue to seek for the truth. This is the platform where we speak the truth. We have now understood who Joe Boakai is. He is a guy that don't tell people the truth. Until then, God bless you guys. Let the tape play. I'm going to be cutting it off, but it's going to play. I'm not going to be listening. I'm not going to be live. I will be live, but I will not be live for you to see me. Let's listen to the president as he wind down things, and then I will see you guys. All right? So, when the video will be playing for you guys. The president is speaking. Let's see how far that will go. All right? So, listen to the president. I'm just going to be in the back. You will not be able to see me. You will not be able to hear me, but the video will play until it ends, and then I will quietly turn it. So bye, guys.
Let it restart, let it drink. As I was saying it, for my mom, and I didn't want to, and it started, and it began to drink. And I said to myself, because nobody around me, so I couldn't go tell somebody. So it was a testimony that nobody around me. So what I said, I was afraid. And then I said to the person, so you mean God God can hear us. So if God can hear us, why are we afraid to ask? There's no need to be afraid. And I say it and I will say it again. I said it before, if we are not in God's plan, trust me, if we are not in God's plan, we can walk up and down, it will not happen. We are in God's plan. So I'm not afraid. And that's why we are campaigning vigorously. I'm campaigning is for people to know that what we have done. That's what I'm campaigning for. I campaigned 2005 to say maybe president. I campaigned 2017 I said maybe president. This time around I'm campaigning to tell you that this is what I achieved. And you that you know what I achieved. And God knows. God knows. 12 years, 5 years, God knows. So I am not afraid. You see, when you get confident in the Lord, you can be afraid. So I'm confident. So this is the second time. Milan fighting to win championship. Lazio leading 3 points. We got 2 games. Lazio is a victim. Milan is a victim. But Milan was struggling because we had a little difficult injury and other people. And I just broke my coccyx. And everybody knows about coccyx. That's my backbone. And everybody was sad. Why I came back in 3 weeks to play? Only God knows. Because it was a major operation. Only God knows. We were struggling to win because we wanted the championship. It would be our 16th championship. And everybody turned to my friend and said, what can we do? I said, just to win. The last days of victory. I said, no. What we need to do? There'll be a priest. He said, yes. I said, let's go to Rome and go see Pope John Paul. And everybody said, that's what you did? I said, that's what I did. Prayer is important. The entire team decided for some reason it's up with them. We went there, the Pope prayed for all, we came back. And we went to this game, and you'd be surprised. The game that gave all the championship, the other team just drew their game 1-1. If we win, we win 1 point. It was what? 0-0. My friend came to me in the little corner, our captain, and then he said, what are you going to do? What are we going to do? I said, oh, you just play long ball. Don't be afraid. Send long ball. He said, everywhere they go, if God is alive, today we will win again. Play long ball. I'm saying this because God is real. The ball play long ball, the defender jump or loose ball, bounce into the 18-yard box, and goalkeeper coming out. And I just saw myself way in the air. I play the ball, 1-0. Boakai get the ball, I ran between 2 defenders, he forced the ball on me, it was a good pass. The ball was in the air today, and I was just I did this. I kicked the ball, and I got the goal. Milan won 1 point. In our second game, we won the championship. Now, there's a team that was struggling. We have almost 16 points behind. The people almost finished. So God is alive. And that's why you see some of all the grace that we carry. We believe in God. That way when people talking, we don't talk. Because if God will not help us, we don't know. You understand? And there's no reason why God will not help us because we are kind to people. You understand? So people that are not kind to people, you see why I look at that why I look at laugh and the sin. There's no blood in my hand. People that are general in army, that get innocent people, these are the persons that want to rule the people. You forget to know that the gun that liberated the people cannot rule the people. So all the people that are making noise, the Boakai and whatever, these are generals and army. They destroy people, God will not allow them to lead the people. So they're doing everything, they're causing noise and what have you. You have to be resolved. You're going to go vote. Don't let nobody intimidate you. This is our country. If you go vote, even if you go one round is permissible. Because if you decide to vote and vote, everybody go one round, the person you vote for, that person go one round. So don't let anybody make you scared. So God is real. And this is our time. You understand? So nobody's stopping it. What we saw out there, they said they will duplicate it. How? Let us see it. How did they duplicate it? Because you cannot fabricate human beings in Liberia. And we're not happening in Mosorado County, happening in 15 counties. You understand? Because no one wants to understand that people in Liberia love George Weah. That nobody in our country that loves George Weah. How can a Boakai believe that he's popular and making that world? If you put her in line and you ask all of the people that are against and put every Liberian in the land, if you will do them on a merit to say what you achieved with your people, let us see. What will each of the person have done good for you? Nobody will want to them. Nobody. So I'm not struggling because I get God and I get the people. The people decide what they want to do. If they are because of merit and performance, then they will be telling the Liberian people they not be able for job here because when called performance, we perform on the house. It perform on the house. Let's forget about who know why, who not know something, who play, who not play. If they are because of a phone way of voting, and I know how voting for, they can make it. You understand? So I want to be grateful to you for what happened the other day. I listened to a lot of them. Oh, they go, they back, they bring whatever they go. I want to ask one question. Since I don't know anything, I want to ask a question. You need a political competition. Competition. Let's assume that today we have a program in Mosorado County. If we bring all our people from 15 countries, anything wrong with it? No. But is our people? How does all the people from Sasta, the people, but our people? You say one show strength. So what will happen in the east? The one show out there will bring in the whole country. So if you want to bring your people from the 1500 to bring them so what but you see that they have nobody to go bring. You understand? You got to be serious here. You look at people that spend 12 years in government. Even the party health government, they can pay the rent. CDC, 12 years in opposition. Everything was paid for. Pastor Headquarters. Have you ever seen that CDC CDC in the 12 years, when the Honor United Party as an opposition, we saw CDC selling t-shirts. They selling t-shirts to people to be like the government manage themselves. How do the government manage themselves manage you? The government said rescue, they are rescuing, but they don't rescue themselves. The word rescue, that means that came about from people that somebody can't do, that Singapore can't do. Rescue you. So I want, and I'm saying this, I want Boakai to understand that he's not a rescuer. Because we the one rescuing him. He's not a rescuer. So all of you, they are very vengeful when they speak about people, even the people that kind to them, they don't have the shame to say that, oh, you might be the person, yes, I believe that to be there for the person of kind. Those people that come to them, the people they insult every day. How can the man of former vice president that I was kind to when you're vice president, when you left the position of vice president, I was still kind to him. How can that man be saying what he say about George Manning? I have no respect for him. I have no respect for him. What I gave for that man is a benevolence. You understand? People forcing him to run. Look, if Boakai will be president in the country, the kind of vice president, that is the kind of going to be president. But if the Liberians did not vote for you as a vice president, and after 12 years, and during the 6 years, where everything is working, and that's the time you believe that you see me, I don't believe in tribalism. I don't believe in tribalism. I love everybody in this country. If you look at my friends, they are from the 15th country. Congo people are my friends. Native people are my friends. I grew up with Congo children and I grew up with Native children. And that's why, because a lot of Congo children help me. Actually, Bona is a Congo boy. You help me. You understand? So, I am a friend of Liberians. I don't believe in local country. Local, the investment that we took to local country and local grant group. If I believe that it's about track, grant groups will be the first that will be developed. You understand? Grant groups will be the first. But the local country where Boakai came from. That local country will face it. Grant group will be faced. Because we gave Boakai then 12 good years. In the 12 years, you cannot face local country, you can't face it now. So it's not all local country busy people. I love busy people. You look around me, who do you see? You see a lot of busy people around me. look at Pesco, look at Pina, look at all the children. Tomo Para, I told Tomo Para for the country. Before I did this, no, I'm not. These people, they now get anything from Boakai. You understand? So it's not about tribalism. No. Liberia is our country. This is our country here. It's not Congo, Kru, Gio, Gisi. No. You look at somebody, Boakai will tell you that I live in Goblin, the country compound. Somebody will tell me, say, I will go to Basso, Basso country. The people will not come outside. They say, no, that joker, they're joking. Nowhere in this country that George Weah go to, people will not come. The father, I go somewhere to our people, the people are excited to see me. They don't have that language, so they will say anything. You think I can be basic people that come outside? No. People decide already. People can be jubilant to see me because sometimes I make their day. So, this country, the time of war that can pass. That can pass. Let us. We get maybe 32 or 31 days to go to the election. 30 days, you can say, to go to the election. Feel free, feel happy, because it's the time you're going to make a decision for your country and for yourself. Don't let nobody bother you. Don't let nobody make you scared. You understand? We have government. We're not allow anyone in this country that believe that, oh, they're losing and they can cause chaos and they believe that it's the right way. No. Fighting is not the right way. You understand? And that's why the government will make sure that everybody go to election. They will participate. They will take their time. They will go. They will come back. Inclusive and transparent election. Don't listen to nobody. Don't listen to nobody. You see us, where we came from. I can dance it. I said I dance it. So I dance the song. And I play. So we are go. I dance it. But guess what? And I'm telling you today, that boy that sang the job we are go. I know when I finish speaking, they're running to the ball to go begging. The ball is resolved. And he's coming to us to apologize and to sing another song. And we're going to welcome him. We're going to welcome him. And you're going to feel at home. So imagine in these days, that boy is coming. You understand? He's coming. And you'll sing new songs and you'll listen to the song. That's what we are family. Since we are family, I'm not going to go to the board and go begging, but the board resolved. It resolved. The board resolved. I know some don't want to mention the board, no, it's not a secret. It's a Liberian that convinced that we have done well. Even though they said otherwise, but he is convinced that no. After everything we see around here, no, it's the people's party. There's not a party, it's the people's party. You understand? All of them move party around here, but this party is our people's party. It's not anybody's party. So I want to be grateful, and I'm not ashamed. You saw yesterday. Yesterday you saw my picture. You don't see my picture on the internet. You don't see my picture. You're not on the internet. You don't see the blue. Okay. You know what I'm listening for? Because on the 7th, y'all went Mosa. The day after, Akinosa. So right after the program, Akinosa. So this is our revolution. A revolution that incorporates everyone. The entire nation, Congo, Kuo, Crown, Yo, Benno, Mano, Wankio, Longmao, all, everybody in the club. This is the party. That's what we call it a rainbow. It's a rainbow party. Rainbow, what you call it? Emerge. I say to God be the glory. I want to thank you for making us your leaders and making us proud. We are seeking second term. And I believe that second term will be our best year. We pray that there will be no sickness, no curse, because Corona disturbed a little bit. We hope that there's no epidemic. We're going to pray for that. Because most of you pray, you're going to pray to that. The years that are coming, there will not be a problem. I want to say to our friends in Morocco, you know, we extend our sympathy, not just our church, the entire government, Liberian people, for the earthquake that killed many people, more than 600 people. So Morocco should be in our prayer. Just when they started moving up this incident, so we are very, sorry, and we extend our sympathy to the people of Morocco, to the kingdom, for their loss. Again, I'm here, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to you, I'm grateful to God, for bringing you in our life. I know a lot of people don't trust you, but I trust you. That's why so let us behave well. This is the movement we're looking for. It's election time, so we can celebrate. But everybody has to be there. So take your time, go to these elections, gathering with peace, go there. You don't have to rush. You see how many presidents we lost already. You know what I'm saying? I pray to God that God give all of you the right decision and go out there. Because if you make the wrong decision, a lot of things happen. Accident or whatever. Don't be in rush. Don't be in rush. Don't be in rush. Because when you rush, in our old days we say the bus crashes, right? Already bus crashes, right? Don't be hurry. But I can guarantee you will make the difference. And not us. We will put ourselves forward, you're going to make the difference. Because you that will go out to go vote. Remember, just got one vote. And the rest of the vote, maybe the president for the second time will be your vote. So we count on you. May God bless you. Thank you.
Amanda. Oh. J'ici pendant qu'on sait. They see people who defeated, they come again, will defeat them again. Say,
And the sound says battle cry.
They got new people that they see people who will defeat them. Say, king of men, I stay 40 years in government, you not do nothing. Coming back, say you can do something, say. Ow. 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 I say to you, don't mind them, don't mind them, don't mind them, say. Ow. The people that cannot give you free school fee, joy we are giving to you, they say, Momo, say. Ow. The developmental president of the Republic of Liberia, say. Ow. To what another way cause who can defeat and say, Amanda! Amanda! God bless you.